Good evening and welcome to Up Close with Andrew West. In tonight's program, we will be examining dangerous videos to be found on the internet. Whether it's on building a nuclear reactor at home or making theramite. These type of instructional videos can easily be found on the internet, especially on YouTube. Just by casually browsing, I was able to find numerous videos on how to build very dangerous weapons using easily obtainable chemical products. Most of these products may be purchased at the 99-cent store for almost nothing. Whether it's on how to build a nuclear reactor at home, or to the manufacturing of theramite, a dangerous product used in demolitions.
David Hahn was no ordinary Boy Scout. He spent his teenage years building a nuclear reactor in his garden shed. The result was an environmental disaster. So how did David conduct a series of nuclear experiments in his backyard using everyday items?
You can make a model of a nuclear reactor using these materials which you have at home. Thorium is a radioactive element which is used in old gas lanterns to make them glow more brightly. To extract thorium for your own experiments, get as many lantern mantles as you can find. Blowtorch them into a powder. Mix the powder with some lithium from a battery, then wrap it all up in foil. Now heat your chemicals in a tin can filled with cooking oil. This will give you pure radioactive thorium. If you have enough of it, you can fuel a nuclear reactor. In a reactor, thorium can change into uranium or plutonium, which is used in nuclear bombs. A neutron gun makes elements radioactive, so you'll want to build your own. You will need a lead block, some aluminum foil, and the radioactive americium from hundreds of smoke detectors. The americium will give off a stream of radioactive alpha rays. When alpha rays hit the aluminum in the foil, they produce subatomic particles called neutrons. Neutrons react with other elements and turn them radioactive.
I was also able to find numerous videos on how to do one's own meth cook. These meth cooks are extremely dangerous and the fire can go out of control. With even a basic knowledge of chemistry, this is quite easy to do. I also was able to find quite a few videos on how to do one's own meth cook. These cooks are usually conducted by people with little or no experience. As stated before, these cooks are extremely dangerous, and fire can go out of control. People have been killed in these fires. Here is a short segment which I found on conducting one of these experimental cooks.
Meth has been particularly easy to get because to find it, you don't have to go too far. What many consider the world's most dangerous drug can be cooked up at home from common cold medicine. Meth has been around as a street drug since the 50s, but only in limited amounts. Ephedrine, the basic ingredient for making meth, was an obscure chemical used in farm feed. Biker groups in the western U.S. used farm ephedrine to make meth. They called it crank because they would hide the drug in the crankcases of their motorcycles. But then something happened that caused a backstreet revolution. In the 1980s, common cold medicine containing ephedrine and its cousin pseudoephedrine were increasingly popular. The medications dried up sinuses and provided a jolt of energy. and various brands filled pharmacy shelves. Before long, drug dealers found a way to transform the medicine into meth. Police in small towns from California to the Carolinas began confronting a new and dangerous plague, meth labs. By the late 1990s, it seemed like meth was being cooked up everywhere. In motel rooms, garages, the house next door. In 2 years, more than 35,000 meth labs were busted in the United States.
We're working today with 30 milligram tablets.
Lieutenant Jason Gates of the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office led the local charge to shut the labs down.
Yeah, this is the stuff that holds the pill together.
And he's become an expert in the very thing he's trying to stop.
Getting through all
Cooking
this packaging
meth.
and everything, a lot of times the cooks won't even bother with this.
He's agreed to show us how easy it is to cook meth while leaving out key steps to prevent copycatters from trying it at home. The goal of this process is to extract the pure pseudoephedrine from cold tablets. The tools used are crude and dangerous. Methyl alcohol from gasoline additives, ether from spray cans, lithium from batteries.
What I think is crazy is this. This is the lithium from the Energizer batteries.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons meth has spread so quickly. The ingredients for making it are legal, inexpensive, and easily available.
If you can make chocolate chip cookies, then you can cook methamphetamine. A lot of these folks have no chemistry background at all. They're just mixing A and B together like they'd be mixing milk and eggs, and they don't even know what it's going to do.
The preparation is complete. The pseudoephedrine has been taken from the pill.
This is pseudoephedrine.
Now the real cooking can begin. Meth may be easy to make, but it can just as easily blow up in your face.
I also was able to find several videos on how to produce a product called Theramite, a product closely related to dynamite, which is used in the demolitions of buildings. According to some sources, Theramite was found in the buildings at 9/11.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Cody's Lab. So today I wanted to make thermite, but challenge myself to use aluminum foil rather than the aluminum powder normally used. Aluminum foil is, after all, still rather popular on YouTube, right? So this will be probably a lot more difficult due to the larger, thickness of the particle. It's all one particle, but I still think I can do it. So let's give it a shot, shall we? So to get started, I've placed approximately 2 square nano light seconds of aluminum foil out onto the table. This has a mass of approximately 5 times 10 to the 24th AMU, and I have also measured out the correct stoichiometric amount of iron oxide to react with it, roughly 3 times the mass of aluminum. In order to have a successful reaction, the two materials must be in intimate contact. If they are not touching each other, if they are not in close contact, they will never react. Also, we need a high activation energy. And the activation energy will be lower, the better we can connect them. So, what I'm doing is mixing a little bit of water in with the iron oxide so as to make a slurry that I can spread around on the foil. You might have noticed this is shiny side down. The dull side is a little bit rougher, so it should adhere to the iron just a little bit better. For the uninitiated, thermite is a mixture of a metal and a metal oxide. Given the right conditions, this undergoes a redox reaction in which the oxygen switches its allegiance to the more reactive metal, and releasing loads of energy in the process. Okay, so here we go. Looks like it's pretty well spread. The iron is very dense, and so the layer is actually quite thin. So now, we gotta remove the water. So let's go take this and put it in the oven.
That's the end of this episode of Up Close. I'm Andrew West. Thank you for viewing. This episode was not intended as an instructional video on how to conduct this type of activity. Thank you for viewing. I'm Andrew West, and this is Up Close.